The Narcissist's Mistaken Love. I remember when I was younger that I would fall in love so quickly with the objects of my desire. To me, there was nothing untoward about this. I found someone who had so many attributes that I admired and loved that it was entirely conceivable that I would fall head over heels in love with them. People often speak about love at first sight. I was a great believer in that phrase, as it happened to me time and time again. I could not help but feel that way. It would never last, however, and I soon found myself falling in love with somebody else. They appealed to me, they appeared to me, and instantly I wanted them. I was infatuated. I wanted to make them mine, to pull them into my world. I wanted to please them, so they would love me back in the same intense way that I loved them, or at least in the way that I thought I did. I would say the most wonderful things to them, and they would thank me and tell me how talented I was at writing down poems for them, or with the way I would convey how I felt about them. I loved to hear this praise. I would sit and think about new ways I could get this new love of mine to think highly of me. I would concoct fresh ways of impressing them. I would regularly invent stories about the things that I had done in order to produce that amazed look, and then lap up the marvellous things that they would say to me thereafter. After a while, I found that they did not say the praise as often. It became harder and harder to think of new things to say and new things to do in order to draw this reaction from them. I found this unfair. Surely they realized and recognized my talent and my brilliance. I knew they did, because they had remarked upon it, but why did they not continue to do so as regularly and with such great enthusiasm? Then, why was it I sometimes even became tired of hearing them say the same thing to me? As soon as I found the effect was less, I would be off to hunt someone new. It was easy enough. At sixth form college and then university, I was immersed in a pool of intelligent, engaging ladies by the hundreds and then thousands. I merely had to place my net in the water, and in moments I would catch somebody from whom I would then gather this praise, their love, the admiration. I found that it yielded results for me if I had more than one girlfriend on the go at once. There were a couple of close calls, admittedly, when I was younger, and sometimes the tearful questioning I was subjected to by them when they became suspicious of my evasiveness or other behaviour would take place. Yet I felt no shame or guilt in doing this. I wanted that emotional attention of two ladies, and often more. Indeed, on certain nights out at university I would make it my mission to see how many I could pull, and then bask in the warmth of their admiration. When the tearful inquisitions took place, I realized I was not bothered at all by their distress. I just did not care. In fact, I realized that I enjoyed the fact that they were getting upset over me. I found the fact that I had made them react in this way rather edifying. I would then get out of the way to upset one girlfriend whilst adoring the other. Occasionally I did used to wonder if this was the normal way of things. A couple of my friends had long-term girlfriends, and when we spoke they assured me they had always been faithful to them. I did not believe them. Surely they did as I did. That was part of being young and learning, wasn't it? Trying out new partners to see who you fitted with best. I just had not found the one. I often believed I had done so, as when a new prospect came into view, I found myself drawn to them by a most powerful force. I needed to ensure that they felt the same way. I had to make them want me too. I found I was very able at doing this, my natural magnetism and charm, enabling me to seduce these ladies with ease. The more women I seduced, the stronger I felt. I was all-conquering. I saw someone, felt an instant need to attach them to me, and went after them. It did not matter if I was seeing someone already. There was no guilt. I had no concerns that what I was doing was being viewed as wrong. This new person was obviously a better fit for me. Otherwise, why would I feel so strongly about them? It just happened to be the case that every time someone better was available and I went after them, was it the case that my existing girlfriend was inferior? Or perhaps I had become bored of her? Probably it was a bit of both. Either way, I did not ponder long on this state of affairs. There was too much to do, too many women to bring into my life, too much admiration and praise to extract from them, and the need, always the need, to put them down as well, to show them who was in charge and have them weeping as I chastised them for the smallest of transgressions. No matter how much I punished them, they still wanted to be with me. I'd always been told I was special, and this confirmed this to me. If I was not brilliant, why on earth would someone who has just been called every name under the sun still want to be with me and be my girlfriend? They knew they were onto something good. This occurred through those early years of college and university, and I moved hither and thither as I gathered conquest after conquest. It was intoxicating. I was addicted to hunting these ladies down, drawing them into my world, and then seeing how long they would hang around once I tired of them and began to put them down. I would keep a list of the names and the time periods, compiling this chart and seeing the list become longer and feeling more powerful. Of course, those years ago, I was not aware of what was really happening. To me, this was all that mattered. This was what life was all about. The hedonism and admiration that came with it. I loved it. Now I realize it was not love that I felt for these people, but it was my addiction and the beginning of my lifelong attraction to the fuel that these people provided. That was what I loved, not the appliance that provided it to me. I thought I loved. I was mistaken. All I wanted was the fuel.